Howdy ho folks, welcome back to the channel. I've got a special video for y'all. As you can see, a little corner of my room is dedicated to my reptiles. Nothing really special. Well, it's special to me in that I have these recently obtained pair of bearded anoles, aka Cuban false chameleons, as well as my breeding group of African fat-tailed geckos. Males in this corner, females in the other, and of course, for my recent short, all my dairy cow isopods and hissing cockroaches, specifically the Halloween hissers. Yeah. Hiding in there somewhere. Oh, best give these guys some privacy. So what's on today's video, you might ask? Check it out. You may recognize this bin full of dubia roaches. For the past few months, at least a year or so, they've been living in all this with no substrate other than their own frass whatsoever. But that is going to change because right over here, I've got this lovely mix of compost, sphagnum peat moss, repti bark to control humidity, some really good Scott's topsoil, some old potting soil that I really did not want to discard, and this is what's going to go in here. So that's going to be cool. We're going to give these guys a little upgrade to their setup, make it bioactive, and I probably will never have to clean it again. But not so fast. I've got a cleanup crew to help me with that, and not really so much the roaches per se, but more so what I have in this bin. I use this to keep crickets alive longer, to feed my various reptiles, but it's what's inside the soil that matters. Chock full of springtails, and a mix of porcellio isopods, as well as some dairy cows, and some buffalo beetles. And maybe a spider or two got in here to take advantage of this free meal. But we'll see to that. Anyway, what's going to happen is that all this, well, not all of it, some of it, most, maybe half of the springtail population and isopod population will go into here. From which then I'm going to put all this in here. And then maybe add a few of the dairy cows from my hisser colony, which seem to be doing quite well, as you've seen, or as I'm hopeful that many of you saw in my latest short. Anyway, let's get to it. Unfortunately, I cannot take out every single little roach, especially when you have little baby nymphs to contend with. The beetles and lesser mealworms will do just fine. So instead, I'm going to take these crates, maybe shake them up a bit. Ooh, look at all that. That's pretty awesome. So we're going to take the rest of these. We're at least going to get the majority of the population out. Like so. There we go. Let's take a look in here. What have we here? Ooh. I could probably pick up a few of the stuff. There's a bunch of dead roaches, some beetles and whatnot. But we'll clean all that out in due time. Let's just take a minute to admire all this. Man, this is some really rich frass. Really good for my plants, too. I think I'm going to take some of this. So this will probably double as a composter for my garden when you really think about it. I think that'd be awesome. Now, obviously, I'm not going to take all the frass. This actually kind of doubles as a food source for the baby roach nymphs. They need this. It's important. And I cannot save every beetle and baby roach that is in here, though, but I will do my best. These beetles are important. These buffalo beetles, also known as lesser mealworms, as you can see by the baby beetles right here, eat up any organic matter, dead roaches, keeping this thing nice and clean. But once we add them to here, along with the springtails and isopods, it's going to smell so earthy in due time. I promise you. Now, just to get some scoops of this, there we go. This is what these roaches in particular, were made for. Burrowing. Eating up and processing dead vegetable matter. The way I pronounced it just sounded weird to me, but it's okay. We're doing this for the sake of the colony, right? Every scoop, not every scoop. I could probably use this for, I've got more than I can handle, so I might use all this for like a future video. What do you guys think? Should I do another enclosure setup with something different? Maybe a wild card? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys. Now that we've got all this done, look how much happier these guys look now, bearing into it. I left the substrate outside to warm up a bit. These guys are climbing all over the place. They're bearing, doing what dubias do best. But now, let's go ahead, take a few of these guys. Actually, I should have just taken this stuff out to begin with. This already bioactive dirt setup, which means I'm going to have to replace some of it with the other stuff, which is fine. It's fine. But these springtails, excuse me, have been doing very well in here. They've just been breeding like crazy. I'm gonna get a few isopods. I don't care what I get. Throw some in here, throw some in there. Let these guys do their thing. And then, of course, when that's done, we switch these guys around a bit. Get their little footing everywhere. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. But rather than just leave this bare, let's go ahead, take some of this. Excuse me, I can only do this with so many hands and so many arms. New grounds for them to colonize and do their little bug thing. There we go. Now to collect us some springtails. I'm sorry, isopods. Where am I today? Let's see how I'm gonna do this. Ooh, you know what? I'll bring this over here. All right, guys, you're going for a little ride. Sorry. So I don't drop any on the floor. I may get some hissers in here, but I will pick them back out where they belong. At least until the colony's big enough. So. There we go. I think these guys are going to populate in no time. Ooh, I've already got a pregnant girl right here. There you go. That's good. It's very good. See how my hissers are doing, by the way. Ooh. I've got some blackheads and redheads. That's awesome. But, so I know I have at least one male in here. I've got a nice redhead right there. And I already got some prego girls, which is good. The more babies, the better. But let's check these guys out real quick. Oh, look at that. They're already scurrying, finding places to hide. New lands to conquer, right? As I've said often in this channel. And of course, you can see all the lovely springtails. Oops. See if I can zoom out a bit. Oops. I really do need to invest in a better camera. I really, really do. Filming it from my phone is just not doing it for me. But that's okay. You gotta work with what you gotta work with, right? I'm not famous enough for this though, but if you two were to pay me, all this money would go to taking care of all these animals. Not just these guys, but the turtles and tortoises I have outdoors, as well as my puppies, which you will see in a future video. But ladies and germs, we have isopods, we have springtails. I might just add, we got some beetles, so I might add maybe some earthworms, maybe even some earwigs, or beneficial mites, if we can help that, to help clean up this beautiful earthy mess and make it smell even more earthy, if that makes any sense. And I think it does. I mean, look, it's already doing wonders for my bioactive setups, as you can see. But enough about me. Let's add the real stars of this video. Let's go ahead and dust this off a bit. I may have to retape this. It's keeping a pretty darn good job of preventing babies and young adults from climbing. But still, you have to dust it down every now and then. All right, now I'm pretty sure this is gonna kind of moisten up and soak up the bottoms of these 8 crates, but that's okay. These will break down in due time. I've got plenty more where this came from. Ooh, look at all that. There we go. Let's do it in the heated area because we need to plug this in eventually. There we go. Another one there. Now, all this said, I'm going to have to keep this misted daily or every other day. Hence, I put in the Repti bark not only to add as a humidity controller, but to act as another source of food for the microfauna in here that will soon call this home in due time. Let's go ahead and dump the rest of these in here. Now, before anybody else asks, yes, I will do my best to pick out the majority of the creatures trapped in here as best I can and put them back into their updated tub. But for now, let's take a moment to admire this. Got the food there. Usually I set this thing for water crystals or some fresh greens, fruits, and veggies to not only get hydration but also nutrition, because you know what you feed your animals is what's gonna come from what you feed these guys, right? Right. So there you have it, folks. These dubias seem to be truly enjoying their new bioactive bin. I think they're gonna thrive much better in here than they did on bare floor and just, you know, all the roach frass. I will do my best to promise to keep you guys updated on their progress on a monthly basis, need be. But thanks for watching the channel, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, y'all have a good one.